after vacationing across America and throughout Europe, this holiday season, the Griswolds are going to play it safe.
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
They're staying at home. I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
Hope you're not getting crap all over your sweater, Clark.
All Clark wants is a quiet, old-fashioned Christmas.
Sorry. Got a little knot here. We'll work on that.
What he's going to get is the gift that keeps on living.
Merry Christmas.
His family.
We didn't come in food. Oh, hell, there's plenty of room.
Do you sleep with your brother? Do you know how sick and twisted that is, Mom? Well, I'm sleeping with your father.
Have you got any kids for me? You better take a rain check on that, Art. He's got lips on this ain't identified yet.
But no holiday could ever be more deeply touching.
We were gonna call, but Eddie wanted to make it a surprise.
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now. We're really gonna fly down the hill with this stuff.
So genuinely moving.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere, leave you for dead?
More truly uplifting.
Can I show you something?
I was just browsing.
Or more down to earth.
If Santa is smart, he'll stay well clear of this joint. It's a death trap.
We'll go that Christmas with the Griswolds.
Everybody come out quick, look at the lights! They want you to say grace.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
This year, let Chevy Chase light up your holidays. National Lampoons Christmas Vacation.
That thing had 9 lives. She just spent them all.
You
This is Chip Cod Roach, and I am reviewing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I couldn't wait to do this one. Oh, is this a disappointment to somebody? Oh, for goodness sake. Well, I think people will enjoy this. So I will review it right after this.
I'm Tornado Rex, and I love to Rex. Smash world crash. Better listen to what I say.
He's Tornado Rex and there'll be nothing left if you get in his way.
The Tornado Rex game. Move your man up to win, but don't get knocked off.
Have Tornado Rex wild. Climb to the top.
Get past me.
Tornado Rex. I love to Rex. Smash world crash. Tornado Rex.
From Parker Brothers. Oh, Rex.
I am back, and I hope you enjoyed that commercial. I hope some of you remember that fun board game. I know I'm getting a head shake right off the bat with a no. But if so, please comment, because I did happen to enjoy that board game until it broke and there were no replacement parts. So I figured I would throw that into this movie review. So this is Christmas Vacation. This came out in 1989, the great year of 1989, I should add, with the movies of such as Batman and I believe Ghostbusters 2. Why are you giving me a look already? It was a great year for movies. I can't help that. So I'm sure I have already mentioned the 1989 movies a lot, so I won't get into it too much. But yes, this is Christmas Vacation. This is starring, of course, the legendary and fantastic and very hard to get along with Chevy Chase.
Who?
You know Chevy Chase. You've seen him he was in Nothing But Trouble, which we reviewed. He was in Caddyshack.
Did not see it.
Foul Play.
Did not see it.
Man of the House is probably more
Nope.
your speed. Cops and Robertsons.
Nope.
No, none at all. He was in Saturday Night Live.
Never
for
seen
a
it.
Season. The Fletch movies. Fletch Lives.
Nope.
None of those at all. You don't remember him in Nothing But Trouble?
No, 'cause I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but you still saw enough clips.
No, I was not paying attention.
All right. So Chevy Chase, there he is, everybody. So Beverly D'Angelo plays his wife. She was in
Who?
all of the vacation movies: National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation, Vegas Vacation. She was also in some stupid Christmas movie last year called Violent Night. She was in that. And then we also have Johnny Galecki, who plays Rusty.
Again, who?
He played Leonard on Big Bang Theory.
No.
Yes. He is in this movie just for you.
I don't know what that means.
That means he says, if you can hate anything about this movie, but at least watch me, because I'll be somewhat pleasant, even though he only has like 5 lines. But yes, he plays Rusty. And he was also in, we all know he was in Roseanne.
No.
Unfortunately, he had to work alongside her. I'm sure that she probably stole his lunch or dinner on the set a few times. He was also in I Know What You Did Last Summer. He was in that movie, and then of course, Big Bang Theory for many seasons. I'm just curious how him and Clark got along in this movie, or him and Chevy Chase in general. I wonder if Chevy Chase wasn't pleasant to him. I tried to look stuff up, I couldn't find anything. And also we have Juliette Lewis, who plays Audrey. She was in The Other Sister. She was in some movie called Cape Fear. Other people know what she was in. I really don't know that much about her. And then, of course, we have Randy Quaid, who plays Cousin Eddie. Everybody's favorite character. And he was in the first National Lampoon's Vacation. He was in Vegas Vacation. He was in Independence Day. He was Russell Case. Really? You're really shaking your head no to all of that? Okay, he was in Caddyshack 2. He was in Days of Thunder. He was in Hard Rain, which you've seen. He was the sheriff in that movie. Okay, so let's see. Where did I leave off with Randy Quaid? Oh, yes, and he was also in Kingpin as well. He played an Amish bowler in that, so that's pretty entertaining. So the whole story here is apparently the Griswolds are staying home.
What a great name.
It is a great name. It fits. Clark Griswold and his family.
I was being sarcastic.
And he's staying home for Christmas. They're not actually going to go on a vacation. And he wants to have a fun, family, old-fashioned Christmas. So this involves going to the country and cutting down their own tree, which I do have some respect for that, except it's Clark Griswold. So things are going to be forgotten. Just him cutting down a tree would be pretty entertaining on its own. So that's one thing that they do. The other thing is he wants to have a big family Christmas. So this means inviting his parents and his in-laws. His in-laws that he doesn't really get along with, but he wants to invite them anyways for some reason. But I don't ask questions because without them, there would not be a movie and it wouldn't be funny. And then there's a unwanted family member that just sort of drops in, and that would be Randy Quaid. That would be, and Cousin Eddie is the character there, and he brings his family sort of unannounced. So now this is supposed to be a simple, quiet Christmas vacation, and things just go very, very wrong. So,
are you a part of that?
No.
That seems to happen a lot with you.
No, things don't usually go wrong during Christmas time at all. I don't make a production out of it. This guy makes a production with thousands of lights that he decides to put around his house. So, but again, that makes it pretty funny. So, I will show the first clip because I do also like the intro to this. There's a little animated Santa Claus that I would like to show really quick. So I will show the first clip in just a second. Well, this just gives you a little bit of a preview to this. This is I did find this intro funny, especially watching this as a kid. I didn't know anything about this movie, so at first when I saw this, I actually thought it was a cartoon. So I do like this little intro to the credits here because the Santa Claus rips his pants. He breaks the chimney, so it is kind of amusing. So I will get right into it, and I will show the first clip of him going to the countryside and finding his magical fun tree.
Around this egg timer.
Well, so this is the opening scene of the movie. So yes, for most people, unless you're Generation Boring, you should be able to laugh right off the bat here. So this guy is okay. So right off the bat here, it's like I said, it's a very very funny part. There's a couple guys chasing his tail. It looks like the people that were involved in that January 6th Capitol building massacre. Well, it does. They look like two bums in a rusty truck. So they were tailgating him, and they go back and forth, and Clark does stick up his middle finger. So then he does kind of make the guys mad. So then he goes to try to pass him again, and he winds up under a gigantic truck. And then he ends up crashing right into the tree lot. So it did kind of work out. Well, I shouldn't say lot. I should say where the trees are, because he goes there to try to chop one down. There's just one little problem. He forgot the axe, or the saw, for that matter. So he got it out with his bare hands, which is pretty impressive.
And very unrealistic.
It's a comedy.
It was a big tree, and there was roots. Therefore, it's unrealistic.
Well, then Clark is Clark Kent, and he turned into Superman.
That's fake. Superman is not real.
I don't think the writer John Hughes would appreciate this.
I don't care.
Alright, I will show the next clip of him running into his neighbors, because they also made a comment about his very, very big tree. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
Hey, Griswold. Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you. You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you.
So yes, so he brings home this big tree, and his neighbor, of course, makes a snickering comment about it. And Clark Griswold just kind of comes back with a snarky remark. And yes, that is Mary Louise-Dreyfus. She plays Margot in this, and we all know her from her several years of being in Seinfeld. And
No.
that is her boyfriend or husband, Todd, and these are the neighbors that have to live next to Clark. And they're not too fond of it, as you can tell from their blank stared reactions, because they now these neighbors here would actually join Generation Boring to a T. They are kind of the type. So I do like Clark Griswold's mask. I do like the whole Jason thing that he's got going on with the chainsaw. So now I will actually, the next clip I'm going to show is what he does for a living. I do find kind of amusing. And he is getting awarded, and I do want to show the actor that plays his boss, because there is, I find it funny. I don't know if our viewers will. So I will show that in just a second.
Additive designer of the year? Not kidding. It's semi-permanent. It's not osmotic. What it does is it coats and seals the flake and prevents the milk from penetrating it. Yeah, it's a beautiful product. I like it.
The big
question is, what are you going to do with that?
Well, this is what he does. I don't know how much got on there because we got to be real strict with the 6 seconds because of the YouTube fun police. But yes, he is a food additive man of the year. So yes, all that poison that I talk about that goes into foods, Clark is responsible for it. He's putting a nice varnish on the cereal flakes. I mean, how great is that? You get to eat varnish on your cereals. You can all thank Clark for that. And Frank Shirley is his boss, and he's also, and Clark is planning on using his Christmas bonus to put in a pool. This is part of the story of this movie, so it was kind of an important part, even though it did look boring. But there was
What pool? But yeah, let me phrase that question. What Christmas bonus?
He's looking to get a Christmas bonus from his company that year. So this whole bonus thing is part of the story because he pretty much gets it late. So it kind of dwells over him for a while that he's not getting his bonus that he usually gets. So Frank Shirley, who is his boss, is actually Brian Doyle Murray, and that is Bill Murray's brother.
Ew.
In real life, him and Chevy Chase hate each other, but somehow Bill Murray's brother gets along with him, and he's in a lot of movies with Chevy Chase.
Probably 'cause they both don't like his brother.
Where him and Bill Murray, like I've said before on Caddyshack, when I did that review, they did get into a fist fight during one of the sets. Or one of the scenes, I'm sorry. So I don't know how that works with his brother. I don't know if he goes on set with them and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing this because I hate your brother's guts." I just wonder what kind of awkward, or if there is any. There may not be any at all. So it's just funny to me how his brother's in most of Chevy Chase's movies. So anyways, I will show the next clip when he goes into the department store and he seems to give his... Clark Griswold finds his 13-year-old boy self in him, or maybe a modern-day Ric Flair mix. So I will get to that scene in just a second.
I was just smiling. I was just browsing.
Your wife or your girlfriend?
What? What happened?
Can I take something out for you?
Well, okay, so Mr. Singlepants is here apparently, and so this is one of my favorite parts of the movie just because of the way he acts with this poor sales girl here, and I like how he's cooling himself off, how he's damping himself dry with a pair of panties. That is kind of amusing. That was not a handkerchief, so. I do like how he's laughing like a 14-year-old when she asks him, could she take something out for him? I don't know how people don't laugh at that, but this really is a funny movie so far. So it's definitely so far it's a very big enjoyment. So I will show the next scene here. I call it Doomsday, and this is when the relatives show up. So I will play that part in just a second.
Folks, Merry Christmas.
Well, there's the ding dong of doom. So everybody is not exactly thrilled with all the relatives coming over, and Clark isn't either, even though this was his idea. So now he is going to go in the cold, and he would rather be in the cold putting 2,500 lights all over his house instead of spending time with the family members. I'm trying to think if I would do that. it's tempting, but I don't think I think I hate the cold a little bit too much.
Which family members?
All of them.
Yours or mine?
Both of them.
What's wrong with yours?
There's nothing. It was honestly just a joke. So, so obviously nobody's really thrilled about and yes, one of those in-laws, if she does look familiar, yes, that is the famous Doris Roberts. And we all know her from Everybody Loves Raymond.
No.
You've never seen it?
Nope.
It's not like you're really missing much. It's just funny when she always says, "Oh, Raymond." But yeah, she does baby Raymond, and she does play a similar part in this. And in the next scene, she decides to lock Clark Griswold up in the attic. So kind of her. I will show you that clip in just a second.
Yeah, they should have asked if anybody was up there first.
Well, that's Doris Roberts at her best. Feels a cold breeze coming through, doesn't ask if anybody's in the attic, so she just closes poor Clark in there. I think it was planned. So they're all going shopping, so I guess maybe he did luck out again. So now he is trapped in the attic, and he dresses himself up in some pretty interesting women's wear there, and is watching home movies. It did make me laugh how he's all bundled up. It looks like he's wearing like a blue diaper on his head, and he's got the little pink mittens. And it just looks funny. And then what makes it even better is when Beverly D'Angelo, his wife, pulls the thing down and he falls out of the attic. So this part here really did make me laugh. So now he's actually he's trying to get the Christmas lights on, and nothing seems to be going right. So he finally lights them up, and then he gets a weird surprise after his little success here happens, and I will show you what that is in just a second. She figured it out.
Oh, the house is gorgeous, Clark.
I hope you didn't.
Well, he finally got the lights right. And I do like the overreaction here. I love the celebration, like he just won the Super Bowl or World Series or something, and his in-laws are just not having it. They don't look happy at all. And his father-in-law even points out that the little lights are not twinkling. So after all that, then he looks over and Eddie is right next to him. And a funny little story here, I guess, is apparently Randy Quaid, this character of Eddie is actually based off of a real person that Randy Quaid knew. So I do try to explain that inside jokes can work if they're done properly. This is an inside joke, and it created a character. So this once again proves some people I know wrong. So now I will show the part here where Clark has his wonderful sled contest going on, and he's putting on a new poison cooking oil that makes a surface more slippery than anything out there. So we will find out what happens when Clark decides to go sledding with his girly jacket. And I will show you that scene in just a second.
Later, dudes. Better rip, ain't Ben.
Well, this is I actually did enjoy this part too. This was pretty funny. I guess if you're going to go sledding, go with Clark. It really looked like fun, except the very last scene when he happens to crash into the worst store ever invented. Yes, he crashed into a smell mart. Sorry, I'll be nice. A wall fart. I stand corrected. The wonderful world of excitement and thrills. Walmart.
You're a douche.
So, so yes, this whole scene here did make me laugh, especially the parts before he crashed into Walmart. Just how he went through the snow, and then I did like the little boing sound too when he hit the one hill. That part made me laugh as well. So so far, there's definitely a movie I do recommend so far. But we'll see though. It might get worse. You don't know. So I will show another scene here where Eddie decides to unload some unwanted waste out of his mobile home. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
Yeah. Check our shitters, honey. You ought to know it's illegal. It's a storm sewer. It fills with gas. I pity the person who lights a match within 10 yards of it.
Well, this part is interesting. I guess Eddie had to dump the Ebert out of his house. So there's so there's all this junk going into a chemical sewer, which is not a good idea, because it's like what Clark said. He will pity the person that lights a match within 10 yards of it or 10 feet of it or whatever. So this is incredibly illegal, but incredibly funny at the same time.
Or disgusting.
Depending on what side you're on.
The disgusting side.
I mean, his RV is not exactly in great shape either. It looks like Roseanne Barr. So, well, it does. I don't know how else to say it. It looks like a dumpster fire.
So it looks like your head.
My head looks fine.
Keep telling yourself that.
So, but now we get to meet two more relatives coming up, and towards the end of this movie, this is Aunt Bethany and the charming Uncle Lewis, who I think has hemorrhoids the size of Jupiter because he is in a bad mood throughout this whole movie. And Aunt Bethany, now the voice that I just found this out, she was the voice of Betty Boop. I believe her name is Mae Questel. I think. I could be wrong on that. I might have to double check. But we get to meet them in just a second.
I'll try not to, Aunt Bethany.
We're here. Hey, Grizz. Me and Bethany figured out the perfect gift for you.
Oh, Uncle Lewis, you didn't have to buy me anything.
Damn it, Preston, you guys did.
Oh, that was fun. I love riding in cars. Oh, Aunt Bethany. You know, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh, dear. Did I break wind? Jesus, did the room clear out, Bethany?
So this is Aunt Bethany and Uncle Lewis, and Aunt Bethany's a nice, happy lady, and Uncle Lewis is not. I'm sorry. He's not a nice old man. He's not a lady by any means. So he's got the cigar in his mouth, and Aunt Bethany is pretty much just confused the whole time, but she's happy. So this whole part here is very, very funny because she's confused about everything. She thinks the house is on fire, is Rusty still in the Navy, and Johnny Galecki doesn't even come close to going in the Navy. He ends up going to Caltech. No, that's in Big Bang Theory, but you get the point.
He's a child.
Yeah, I know that. And then she says, "Are you still dating Clark?" So yes, the whole thing is amusing. And then the part with the dinner table, which I wasn't going to show, but the whole thing there's very, very funny too. You get some good Aunt Bethany moments. Kind of wish she was in this movie a little bit longer. So now I will show the part here where Clark gets his wonderful bonus check, and he will write so many thank you notes to Mr. Shirley, his boss, when he gets this check. And I will show you that scene coming up in just a second.
Sorry. There's nothing left over. I'll fly you all down here and help us dedicate. I can't swim.
Honey. It's bigger than you expected? Smaller? What is it?
Membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Well, I guess I guess getting Jelly of the Month Club is a great bonus. That sounds like something an accountant company would give out to their wonderful CPA employees, or ones that fail the CPA exam several times. So anyways, so Clark isn't too happy about it, and unfortunately, because it took about a year or two for him just to open the envelope, we couldn't show the rant that he gave because he took a long time just to open up his Jelly of the Month Club. You don't realize how short 6 seconds really is until you start doing clips here. So the final clip I'm showing is what Cousin Eddie decides to give Clark his present, and no, he did not go to Walmart to get it. He went to the CEO of his poison food company's house and decided to bring him over and even wrapped him in some sorts. So I will show you that scene in just a second.
I can twist an ankle slip.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Clark! You about ready to do some kissing?
Yes, Officer, it seems.
Oh, this is the final clip that I'm showing, and I love the bow that he's got, and I just love the wind-up kick that he gives him right in the keister. So he takes him in the house, and yeah, this can't be good. And of course, I do what I normally do, is I'm not going to show the end of this movie in case there is a few people that have not seen this. This is considered a Christmas classic to a lot of people, but we'll find out if it's on my list.
Oh, it is. We know.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we do.
Siskel and Ebert have to give their whole take on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sickle and Tubby Lumpkins got to give their whole take on it. And I'm sure they will love this. They have great taste in everything. So I will show you their whole take on this in just a second.
The Griswold Family Christmas Tree.
Tries to survive a family get-together in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's one of 5 new movies we'll review this week on Siskel and Ebert, and I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and unlike the other 2 films in this series, this one isn't even remotely funny. It also lacks enterprise. It's the only film in the series where the Griswold family doesn't go anywhere. They stay stuck in their suburban Chicago home, some vacation. Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo again play the Griswolds. All sorts of weird relatives descend on the Griswold household, upsetting everything and everyone. After the in-laws show up, it's suddenly scuzzy cousin Randy Quaid and family. We were mostly slapstick, bad slapstick, as, for example, when Chevy Chase is locked in his attic by his mother-in-law. Twice out of perhaps 100 attempts at humor in this picture, and one of them was when Chevy Chase lights up his house with Christmas lights. There are a lot of lights. In fact, it looks like the sun is in that neighborhood. But other than that, the humor is all of the nerdy in-law, nerdy neighbor variety. There's no comic energy in the story. The Griswolds can be funny when they go on vacation, but not here when they stay stuck at home.
Well, I probably laughed more than twice, and I would probably give it a better review than you would, but I can't recommend it. And it seemed to me that what we had here were all the elements, and they just weren't quite firing. For example, when the in-laws turn up, they're not very funny, and they're not really differentiated, and they're not really made very interesting.
They're just standard joke in-laws. I mean,
Yeah. In other words, nothing is really done with them. And the whole business of how he gets trapped in the attic, you can see how that could lead to a whole series of physical gags, but really, they don't quite pay off. And over in the movie, I kept thinking, gosh, it's here. They just give it that extra push. Maybe it's the director or...
Well, the director comes... The director
couldn't quite get it over the top.
It's a first-time director who comes from making TV commercials, and he doesn't make the transition very well. In addition, I really didn't like the film and felt disappointed in it because they can be funny on vacation. Why not take them on a trip again? It works twice. Why keep them stuck at home in one location? I thought of Cannonball Run 2, where they didn't have the energy or the wherewithal to take the people on a real cross-country trip.
Yeah.
Why are we listening to these clowns?
I'm not sure that's why they didn't go on vacation here, but I wish the movie had gone a little bit more somewhere than where it went.
Well, wasn't that a pleasant review? So apparently Sickle only laughed twice during the whole movie. And I guess Ebert didn't really get it either. He must have been munching on his Whoppers and Junior Mints. So obviously they did not like it. And what they actually said was kind of wrong. What Sickle said was that, his hair doesn't look as plasticky in this video at least. But what he actually said was that they didn't go anywhere. They didn't take a trip, which is true. But they did take a trip to the country to get a tree. They did other things in this. I mean, you can only do so much in the winter. I don't think it would be fun and really a good Christmas movie if they took a vacation somewhere tropical or even went to somewhere in the wintertime. I don't think that would have made it interesting. Yes? So anyway, what I was saying was with the warm climate, I don't think it would have been fun for a Christmas movie with the Griswolds is what I was getting at. He had the goofy coat. He did go sledding. They had other things with them actually going places. They showed him at work. They showed what he did in some ways when he wasn't on vacation. So I thought there was some creative little things in there that apparently they just seem to miss, I guess.
I want to go sledding. Not like that, though.
I don't. Getting snow in your jacket is not fun.
Who the hell gets snow in their jacket going sledding?
Oh, I did.
What did you do? Flip off of it?
I didn't flip off of it.
Oh my god.
I honestly don't really remember what happened, but I got snow inside of it somehow. I forgot if my brother tipped it, which is possible. But something happened, and it was not a fun experience, and I was starting to hate the snow at this time. So anyways,
what a baby.
So yes, I am. So getting back to this whole review thing on Sickle and Dunderhead is they did not get this at all, and I don't know how you don't recommend this. I highly recommend this to people. I think this was really funny. And most people I talk to really do consider this a Christmas classic, and I do have to agree with them. If I had to give this a grade, I would give this an A- rating. I thought the in-laws were funny. I thought that the family was casted well. Rusty and Audrey were a lot better than the two kids in European Vacation. I don't know how you like European Vacation over this movie. And Cousin Eddie makes it amusing, and Bethany and Uncle Lewis. So, and even the neighbors next door make it kind of funny as well. So, I don't know what they were talking about, but I will ask the audience, what is your favorite vacation movie? Do you agree with what Sickle and Dunderhead said? Do you think that the other movies were a lot better, or do you like this one the best? So again, this is one that you could see. We watched it as a family when it was on network TV. That's up to you if you want to make this a family Christmas movie. I'm not sure if I would or not, but if kids are a little bit older and you don't have restrictions, then yes. But there are maybe a couple parts here you might want to fast forward. But other than that, it is a great watch. So yes, comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.